it's pretty obvious which one we're going to use for the light value, right? The yellow, the middle value, reds, the darker values, blues, but we are still using black and white, okay? So we're still going to be using white, especially for this side, right? Because this is the side, the light's coming from the left, so this side's going to be lighter. This one will be like a medium or to dark over here on the right, bottom right, and then the shadow is also going to be dark. So let's go ahead and start pre-mixing the yellow with the white. So I'm going to grab some white, make a pile, and then put a little bit of yellow into that. So we're making a fairly light yellow. That one might have a little too much yellow, so I'm going to make another pile over here with a little lighter yellow. There we go. So that's our tint right there, whitest or lightest tint. This is a little darker or more solid color. So we're going to go straight into the box here on the top closest to the light source. And just like the other ones that we've done, try and paint over the pencil marks that you guys have from the drawing. So I'm going to go about halfway down this side of the box. And then once I go halfway down, I'm going to start putting some more yellow or solid yellow into the paint that I have here, and starting to mix that or blend that into the lighter tint value I made. I hope I don't have to remind people about this, but remember to, when you're using the paintbrush, you always want to drag, right? You don't want to push your paintbrush. I'm going to make this top portion a little lighter because on the screen I think it looks too dark or doesn't have enough white on the screen. And also because I want you all to be able to see the difference between the light, bright value to the solid yellow here. That should be more noticeable on the screen. And then everyone remembers that on Monday we have that weird schedule for the last SBAC test that the juniors are taking. Everyone else will be done at 10:20. Get one of these. It'll be easier, James. Yeah, the little one. And at the bottom of this side, in the bottom right corner, I'm going to put a little bit of a yellow orange in there, just to show that it's getting a little darker at the bottom right corner. So here's this like yellow orange that I made that I'm adding some white to it, and maybe a little bit more yellow. And then putting it down here in the corner. Not sure if people at home can see the difference. Can someone let me know if you can tell the difference of the yellowish orange I'm putting down right now? And can you see that this is different than this lighter yellow to this other tint? Yeah, okay, thank you. So that's that first side. Oh, you know what? Since we have these values right now, what part of the inside of our box is also going to be bright? This back side or the right side? What do you guys think? The light's coming from the left, Is this side going to be lighter or the right side going to be lighter? Any ideas? Yes? No? Come on. Cool, thanks for the response. Alright. Since no one said anything, the lighter side is going to be this right side. The top of it is going to be brightest, so like this. And then it's going to go to this yellowish orange down here in the inside corner. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with almost solid white with a tiny bit of yellow. Paint that in. And then I'm going to slowly add the next value of yellow that we made. Put it down here in the bottom left corner and fade it in. Whenever you don't see my paintbrush on the camera, it's because I'm wiping it on my hand. Okay? Or if you have a paper towel, obviously use a paper towel. But I prefer using my hands, and I use my apron as well. Yeah, this is white directly on top. So what I'm trying to mimic is this right here in that corner, and I'm going to just put a tiny bit of that yellow orange on the inside here. Just to show that it's getting darker as it's going down that side. Okay. So remember, this is a triadic color scheme because you're using 3 colors that are evenly spaced out on your color wheel. Okay, let's go ahead and do this back side. Since this side and this side, these two are going to be very similar in values. This one will just be darker further down here because it's further away. Okay? So on this one here, we're going to start with a solid yellow at the top. And we're going to drift down and convert this part down here to almost like a reddish orange, red orange color. So solid yellow right in here. And I'm going to make a reddish orange color right now. Yeah, this is straight yellow right there. And now I'm making an orange and fading this yellow into that orange. And my orange is a little transparent. Just means I'm going to have to add a couple more coats so it's not as transparent. Alright, I'm going to wipe. And now I'm going to blend the yellow into the red orange. I'm going to put some more yellow on top of that. So I want it to be a little more of a smoother transition between the two. put a little bit of a, I'm going to take this solid red and just put it at the bottom at that line. Just to show how dark it's getting right there. Okay, so solid yellow at the back here, to a yellow orange, to a red orange, and then to a solid red. So I packed a whole lot of different values into this small space. And then trying to smooth it out as best as you can. So it's a smoother transition. All right. All right. All right, can I go to the this front side here? This front side is where we're going to start adding some blue. It's going to be down here at the bottom. Okay. What color do we get if we mix red and blue? We're going to get purple. So expect purple to be there. So we're going to start with a really light yellow up here, super thin, and then go into an orange, to a red, to a purplish blue down at the bottom. So this space that we're about to paint will have the most variety in terms of colors. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and make that light yellow if you don't have enough of it already, and put that here. And then I'm going to go straight to that orange and put it down. Remember to fade the colors into one another, or the values into one another, right after you put it down, because acrylic does dry fast and you're kind of working against that time. And then I'm just going down and slowly adding some more red. Oops. Trying to stay inside the lines here. This was straight red that I'm applying right now. And then I am going to fade into that like yellow orange at the top. So if you want to see how much I've been wiping my paintbrush, look at my fingers, all that yellow, that red, and that orange. All right, so let me fade that red into this yellow orange. Alright, so there's that gradual transition from that yellow orange to this red, and then I'm going to start adding some blue to this red to make that purple. So I'm going to make the purple on my magazine first before I put it on. Making a purple. For the purple that we're making right now, have more red in it than purple, or than blue, sorry. Because it should slowly be getting darker, not. dark quick. So right now I have like this burgundy that I'm making, and then I'm slowly going to add more blue to give it a darker purple to it. So this is how dark I'm making the bottom of this side of our box. The tough part with this side is getting rid of these lines where the color changes, right there. And I even want to smooth this out a little more. And that one is actually already dry, I think, which will be a little more difficult to blend, but it's not impossible to do. Remember, the better you get at shading, the better your images will look and have more of that 3D volume and depth to them. Because anyone can just fill in solid paint. It's like a coloring book. It takes a little more skill to blend and shade with paint. But the more you shy away from it, obviously you're not going to get better at it if you shy away from it. And it does, remember, I want you guys to make your mistakes here. That way when you start doing it on the actual project, you are not making as many mistakes as you are now. I'm putting solid red over that darker blue, purple that I put down at the bottom, just to smooth it out and have it look like it's blended better. Now I'm just going to go up here, wipe my paintbrush, and mix in that like red orange. Choose this one. Try and fade that out a little better.
Is that black on the bottom?
The bottom is not black, sorry. I had the dark purple, which was this one here. I put that first, and then I put solid red on top of it. Yeah, sorry, the screen, it does look way darker on the screen. Right, so that's this side. And then the shadow will be more of that bluish purple. So I'm going to go straight blue. And line this edge of my shadow straight blue. Remember, the darkest part of any shadow is right next to the object itself. I'm actually going to paint this whole thing solid blue. It's like my paint is a little weird for the blue, at least. Then I'm going to put a reddish or a blue purple on top of this. So now I'm going to go ahead and make a purple. Not going to make it too dark just yet. I'm going to slowly build it towards a bluish purple. This is pretty good. And you might get some browns in this, because we are using two dark colors, that blue, that purple, that red. This blue is super streaky. Looks like it wasn't shaken enough. Alright, this is better right now. And then I'm going to make a more reddish purple just for the edge over here, because it should get a little lighter as the shadow goes further out. Online people, can you tell a difference from this red that I'm putting down here to the rest of the shadow? Or does it all kind of look the same to you? Okay. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So I'll kind of describe it. This is a blue purple here. So remember, I put down the solid blue all over here, and then I came in with this reddish purple color here and put it over the solid blue that I put down. And then I made more of a darker red instead of a purple and put it over here. So I apologize that online or in the video it'll most likely look black, like it kind of does for some of you. Drop out, you're just like that home stretch at least. Got less than 2 months before the school year ends, by the way. That always kind of like baffles me sometimes when seniors end up dropping out. My question sometimes is, well, what took you so long? I'm joking. No, but it's like, why did you spend all those 4 years going to school and then you end up dropping out like in May or April, or those people end up dropping off in May or April when they just had maybe like a month left of school? And their education was free. After high school, your education's not free anymore. Sorry, James, did you have a question? Okay. All right, there is, good, I'm glad at least.